Hello, everybody. It's CyberGeek here, and today I just want to talk to you all a little bit about the new update in Pokemon Go. Niantic has set an official release date of September 5th for this update, and it is expected to resolve a lot of issues within the game, as well as include a lot of new features inside of the game itself. So, this video today is going to explain to you what the update will include and what the update could possibly include, with hints found inside of the coding and the API of Niantic servers. I'd first like to state that everybody out there that is currently experiencing login issues, that is still having problems accessing their accounts, I do see your comments. I read my comments frequently. I understand a lot of people are having problems with this right now, and it is really hard for me to respond to everybody that leaves a comment. However, hopefully with this new update that is coming out on September 5th, it will resolve a lot of issues for you all. I recommend that you uninstall Pokemon Go if you are experiencing these problems and try to reinstall after the update comes out. If you are still having problems accessing the server with your account, then it is most likely associated with the account being blocked by Niantic. In that case, you would need to contact them and submit a ban appeal. I will leave a link in the description for that. And I'll help you all as much as I can. Just leave comments. If I don't reply immediately, I will do my best to get back with you as soon as possible. You all have to understand that I have a very busy life as well. I've got 2 kids, I've got a full-time job, and I am very busy. So I reply when I can, and that may not be immediately. But getting right into the video, the first thing I am going to talk about today is the new buddy system in Pokemon Go. So there is a new buddy system that is supposed to be incorporated into the game with the update on September 5th, possibly. The reason why we know this is Niantic's been talking about this a little bit, and also some data miners that have been talking about this on Reddit have dug up code saying that this system is pretty much completely compiled and complete within their API, so it's set to be released. Hopefully this comes out on September 5th, but this new buddy system is going to allow you to walk Pokemon, choose a buddy Pokemon, and walk it around to collect candies for it. So this is going to help a lot of people that live inside of areas that aren't as populated, don't have access to as many Pokestops or gyms, and there's not that much of a selection of Pokemon around them. You are going to be able to walk the Pokemon and collect candies for the Pokemon. So it's going to make it easier for you to evolve them, power them up, etc., especially for people that have a certain type of Pokemon that they encounter that is very rare in their area. If they get one of those Pokemon, then they can walk it around. I do know that there is a cap off for this. There is not an official cap off that has been released or stated, but I do understand that the way that this is written inside of code is you're not going to be able to do this indefinitely all day. Once you choose a buddy Pokemon, you can walk it for so long of a period of time, and there is a cap off for the candy, so you're not just going to be able to walk it around or drive in a car all day and evolve the Pokemon to its final form. It's not going to work that way. Hypothetically, as an analogy for this, the cap off could be a total of 20 candies. So you can walk the Pokemon all day and get 20 candies, and once you reach that, that's pretty much the limit. There is speculation on whether or not you are going to actually be able to switch out the buddy Pokemon throughout the day to continuously change it up and collect candies for different Pokemon. However, it has been mentioned by numerous people on Reddit that this is how the code is written, and you will be able to change the buddy Pokemon anytime that you want. So this is a really cool feature, and it's something that is going to help people that live in areas that don't have as many Pokemon, as many Pokestops, etc. So the next feature that I want to talk about is the possible new evolutions of Eevee. So we know that Generation 2 isn't set to be released anytime soon. However, there have been hints inside of the code of Niantic servers and API of new evolutions of Eevee. So there's a lot of speculation on whether or not they're just going to incorporate a few new different generation Pokemon inside of the game, starting out, possibly new evolutions of Eevee. And one of the theories on this, with finding this code for these new evolutions, is possibly if you're walking Eevee and you evolve Eevee at the end of the day or during the day, that it could turn out to be a certain evolution. And if you evolve Eevee at night, it could be another evolution. So this would be really cool to see incorporated in the game. This is not official. This is just speculation based on some of the code that they have found. So the next feature that everybody has been waiting for, and everybody has wanted, this new tracking system to be out, weeks ago. This should have been done a long time ago. September 5th is the official release date by Niantic for the new tracking system. They're having a lot of problems right now with players and bans, etc. And a lot of these players are getting their accounts back because it is Niantic's fault. They have not had a working tracking system in the game. So the players have had to resort to third-party trackers like Pokevision and SmartPoke, etc. I think it's complete BS that their accounts were banned or blocked from the servers to begin with for using these alternatives when their own tracking system has not been working. So Niantic has released an official release date for this tracking system, and hopefully everything goes smooth with it, and we don't experience new bugs with this tracking system. But it looks pretty cool. Essentially, what it is going to do is allow you to see Pokemon that are near Pokestops. So inside of the tracking system, it's going to show you Pokestops in your vicinity, and it's going to show you the Pokemon that are near those Pokestops, in addition with the Pokemon that are in the grass or the wild that you can also track down. There is no three-step inside of this, so you're not going to be able to essentially determine how far away it is. However, if you click on the Pokemon, say you click on the Pokemon that's near the Pokestop, and you look at your map, if you zoom out of your map, it will actually have an indication or an indicator on the map to pinpoint where that Pokestop is and where that Pokemon is. So this is going to make it a lot easier for you to track them down. However, if you live inside of an area that does not have many Pokestops, does not have many gyms, essentially it is going to be pretty hard to do so. You can click on the Pokemon that are in the grass, and essentially it will guide you, but it's going to be a lot more complicated than the Pokemon that are near the Pokestops. So this looks like a cool feature. It's going to help people, hunt Pokemon down, hopefully fix the problem with everybody complaining about the tracking system in the game. So the next thing that I want to talk about is sponsored events. Niantic is incorporating sponsored events inside of the game. So at these events, they are going to have different types of vendors, etc., people to pretty much make money off of the game. And it's going to draw a crowd of people and any Pokemon Go fans that are wanting to seek a special, legendary Pokemon, etc. There's a lot of speculation around this as well, but it is theorized, and a lot of people have been talking about this. With the release of the legendary birds, they are going to be available at these sponsored events. So they will put the legendary birds out there for these sponsored events, and it will draw people in, and they will spend money on these vendors, etc. And a lot of people will make a lot of money. And it's going to be a situation to where they can have these events and release special Pokemon like the legendary birds, etc., and it's going to draw a crowd. So there isn't much known about this, and we won't officially know the details of these events until Niantic releases the information on this. However, it is in the code that is going to be released on September 5th. Sponsored event codings is inside of the API. So, the legendary birds is a big one. This is the next one I want to talk about. The legendary birds may or may not be released on September 5th. If they are not released on September 5th, it will be very soon. My personal opinion is that the legendary birds will be released on September 5th. All of the new coding that has been accessed and data mined speculates a lot of what we are going to be doing with these legendary birds and how they are going to be incorporated into the game. Initially, we thought that it was going to be sponsored events, etc., which they could be, but it seems like they have other types of public events open to people in any area that is not a sponsored event where you can catch these birds. So these birds are going to be available to be caught in the wild by completing some type of quest within the game. We will not know what that is until it is officially released, although there are quite a bit of fan theories out there, etc., speculating how this is going to play out in the game. It's going to be interesting to see what Niantic does with these legendary birds and some of the new in-game events that are going to be available to play. It's a little bit different than just the standard gems or Pokestops. So that's going to be really interesting to see how they incorporate this. And my thought for this is, maybe it's set up to where you can only receive, one particular type of bird, and this is going to be associated with your team. This is my theory, and this is how I think it's going to be released. If you are on Valor, you can get Moltres. If you are on Mystic, you can get Articuno. And if you are on Instinct, you can get Zapdos. And I think that's how they're going to roll this out, and we'll just have to wait and see for the update and see how they incorporate these legendary birds. However, I do feel like it is not going to be an easy task to obtain these. They are extremely overpowered, and Niantic has already made an official statement stating that once you receive one of these legendary birds, that it is going to have a cap off. So you are not going to be able to just excessively power these up just because of the OP nature of these birds. I want to see how they incorporate that, how they are going to limit the legendaries. Also, another thing that is set to be released on September 5th and is officially in the coding to be generated for the release and the update is new types of incense. So I'm really hoping to see this. I'm hoping they don't hold back on this and they incorporate this on September 5th. But there are supposed to be different types of incense in the game: fire, water, and grass, which are going to be called cool, spicy, and floral. Now, these different types of incense in the game are supposed to attract different types of Pokemon. So this is going to allow you to narrow down what type of Pokemon you are looking for with a specific type of incense. So hypothetically, if you were looking for a Charmander, you would use the spicy. If you were looking for Squirtles, you would use the cool. And if you are looking for Bulbasaurs, you could use the floral. So this is going to kind of narrow down the type of Pokemon you catch just by the incense that you are using. And this is bringing up the question to me, are they getting rid of the traditional incense? And if they are getting rid of the traditional incense, those who still have incense in their inventory, what will happen to those? So with this, maybe they will keep the old incense, and these are just an alternative to attract a specific type of Pokemon. But it's going to be really cool to see these come out and see what they actually do. Maybe it's set up a little bit differently to where maybe there's a really high spawn rate for Squirtles and Bulbasaurs and Charmanders. And I just really want to see how this works in the game and how it's actually going to be effective to catch a particular type of Pokemon. Now, this is a big one. I don't anticipate this happening with this update. However, they are working on the trading system. They may incorporate somewhat of I guess, a beta version of the trading system in this release. However, I do not see this happening. This is just a pipe dream for me that I wish they would incorporate as soon as possible. However, to make more revenue, Pokemon Go will most likely drag this out and take their time. So the new trading system inside of Pokemon Go is rumored to be released soon. However, I do not see it happening for a while. They want to get as much revenue as they can before they allow that. And I'm sure they want to beta test how the legendaries are affecting the game and fine-tune and balance the game before they incorporate the trading with this. So as of right now, that's my opinion. I don't think the trading is going to be available. However, it is going to be really cool when it is released. And Niantic has officially stated that they are incorporating trading in the game. That was not a lie with the trailer. It is coming. They are just trying to work on that. So, as always, that's all I have for you all today as far as the new update, and I really hope that everybody out there that is experiencing login errors and problems with the game and can't get access to their account, especially for those people that have not cheated. I empathize for you. I was locked out of my daughter's account. I just got access the other day back into her account, and I understand how frustrating it is. If you did not cheat, contact Niantic. Like I said, I will leave a link in the description for that. A ban appeal if you want to submit a ban appeal, and a link inside of the description for other places you can go on Niantic's website to contact them with a faster response time. I did a little bit of experimentation myself, and I found out that if you bypass the ban appeal and if you email them through other resources on the website, you will get contacted a lot quicker. I guess it's not as bogged down as the ban appeal currently is. So I will leave a link in the description for that and directions on what you should do. And as always, thank you all for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share.